FOIA lawsuit has uncovered even more Hillary Clinton emails that she withheld from the State Department. So this completely contradicts some statements that Hillary Clinton made that as far as she knew, all of her government emails were turned over to the State Department and that she did not use her ClintonEmail.com system until March 18th, 2009. So these documents predate that, and they go back as far as January. They weren't turned over by Clinton to the State Department from her non-government server. The emails cover topics such as her schedule and travel plans, criticisms of Clinton by Richard Gere, Afghanistan, U.S. financial aid and security concerns for several Pacific islands, the recommendation for a healthcare system overhaul, and food security. Now, despite suggestions that Clinton said she turned over all emails dated March 18th, 2009, here were some other emails that she failed to turn over. It includes some talk about her friends at Planned Parenthood, a call to Bill Clinton's former national security advisor, and of course the late Sandy Berger, who was convicted of illegally removing classified documents from the National Archives. No problems there. So of course these emails further undermine her statement under penalty of perjury that suggested she turned over all of her government emails to the State Department. This is according to Judicial Watch's President Tom Fitton. So how many more emails is the Obama administration hiding? And of course, something else we all know, the hacker Guccifer, who was the first one to actually expose Hillary Clinton's use of a private email. He was extradited to the United States in March. He posted emails that were sent from the then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, correspondence to the close Clinton family confidant, Sidney Blumenthal. Well, he was extradited to the U.S. Just as reports were coming in that the FBI was investigating Clinton's email server. So here's an interesting question to pose. NBC, they were now the second major news network to announce an upcoming interview with the hacker. But curiously, they held on to some explosive revelations for weeks. Seems like they were forced to say, hey, we've got a major interview coming up with him as well, because Fox News said that they were going to put out their interview. So then NBC says, you know what, we've got one in the can as well coming out, but why did they hold on to this for weeks? Here's a little bit of the transcript with Cynthia McFadden. She says, when Hillary Clinton says that her server is absolutely safe, you're laughing. And Guccifer goes on to say that's a lie. It's not safe. It's not safe at all. So he's basically saying that, you know, I hacked into her email server. She says it's not safe, and that's totally a lie. And then, of course, the Clinton camp fired back saying there's absolutely no basis to believe the claims made by this criminal from his prison cell. Oh, he's such a bad person because he actually has been put in prison. Meanwhile, you continually evade being put in prison, so there's no reason for anyone to believe the claims that you're making as well. And Judge Andrew Napolitano says that there's a tremendous deal in the works and an incentive for Guccifer to negotiate with the FBI and become a witness for the government against Mrs. Clinton. And he goes on to say that proof of hacking would make it nearly impossible not to charge Hillary. So this, of course, is the answer to that question of why did NBC, the Clinton media cover-up, why they hold on to that explosive interview. And here's why, because they don't want to ruin Clinton's chances of becoming the Democratic nominee and, of course, the president. And a lot of people are saying, you know what, hold up, because it's not going to be just the Republican convention that's going to be contested, but Bernie Sanders might be well equipped to upend the Democratic convention as well. And, you know, he's probably not going to win the delegates that he needs to beat Clinton, but he's definitely going to have a sizable presence at the convention, which means that he could shape the Democratic Party's rules and their platform to include some of his top priorities. But Clinton, you know, she said, it's fine. We're going to talk about his priorities because they have the same goals. Of course. And someone else who also shares the same goals and agenda as Hillary Clinton, surprisingly, is House Speaker Paul Ryan, who has come out and said that he won't be backing Trump over Hillary. He wants someone that's going to unite the parties. Well, it's no surprise because he has functionally the same positions as Hillary Clinton. He supports more foreign migration, more foreign trade, and more foreign military engagements. Now, Trump's spokesperson came out and said that he really shouldn't even be the representative there then if he can't get behind the party's nominee. And of course, as I've been away on vacation, a lot of stuff has happened. Ted Cruz and Kasich dropped out. Donald Trump, of course, named a former Goldman partner and Soros money manager as his finance chairman. So that, of course, raised some red flags. And so after that fumble, he has now hired a pro-life advocate as his top domestic policy director. This is John Mashburn. And so this might serve those people who say that Donald Trump isn't conservative enough. And we had Washington insider Roger Stone on the Alex Jones show today. He was breaking down some new insights in what the Trump campaign's next move might be, including who could be the VP.
What about VP? So many folks are saying get the governor, the former governor of Oklahoma, who's a woman. I'm not for gimmicks, but she's a great lady. Wouldn't that be a good coup against Hillary's female vote claim?
Well, one thing that President Richard Nixon once told me was, when looking for a running mate, don't try to find somebody who can help you. You'd be lucky to find somebody who doesn't hurt you. That is, of course, ironic in view of the fact that both of the running mates that he chose, Spiro Agnew and Henry Cabot Lodge, turned out to be disasters that hurt him in the 68 and the 1960 campaigns. I think you can get too clever here. The good news is that Donald Trump, without the prospect of a contested convention, has much, much broader latitude in who he chooses. He doesn't have to go check the boxes, pick a woman, pick a Hispanic, pick a career politician. And therefore, I got the impression, and he holds this very close to his vest, that he is going to look at a broad cross-section of people that perhaps we haven't considered yet. Now, you do have to be cognizant of the need for vetting. The only advantage of taking somebody who has run for president in the most recent cycle, a John Kasich, a Marco Rubio, is that they're fully vetted. I really don't get the impression that that is where he's headed.
So when you say, because boy, I'm salivating here for the exclusiveness of this, when you say he's looking into a section no one ever looked into, is that military? Is that industry? I mean, please tell us what that section is.
Well, I think it could be military, because when he said, I want somebody from the political system, I think what he actually meant was, I need somebody who knows how the government runs. That didn't necessarily mean an elected politician. So it could be for somebody from the military. I think that Trump is very, very shrewd. He understands that two business people on a ticket with no government experience is probably not the best prescription for government. And he wants somebody who can navigate the walls of government to implement his program over the objections.
Sure. Isn't Chris Christie geographically too close, though?
I think Chris Christie would be the wrong choice for a couple of reasons. First of all, the George Washington Bridge scandal is probably not over. The people charged in that scandal are going to go to trial shortly. There's also a very significant civil trial, and it remains to be seen until those two trials are over what Chris Christie's vulnerabilities may or may not be. Geographically, it doesn't make sense. I think it would send the wrong signal. I think Trump is thinking much broader than that. Now, we could all be surprised. Only he is going to make this choice. He's not a man who tips his hand in advance, but I think he's looking at a broad cross-section of people, not necessarily elected politicians.
A lot of people ask me, what is the most important area of InfoWars that runs the whole operation that is having such a big effect against the globalists? And I've said it over and over again, it is you, the listeners and the viewers, that send us the intel, the news tips, that support the broadcast, that spread the word. You are 90% of the operation or more. You don't stand beside us, you stand at the heart of InfoWars. When I talk about the people at InfoWars, from customer service, the shipping department, being just as important as our anchors, our researchers, our investigative journalists, and myself, it's absolutely true. Without this team that we've built over the last 20 plus years, we wouldn't be able to do any of what we've been doing. And that's what's so exciting, because we finally built up to a point where we now have the launch pad. Introducing AutoShip from InfoWarsLife.com, a new way to save time and money when you stock up on InfoWarsStore.com products. Again, ladies and gentlemen, when products are sold out, you're unable to get them, sometimes for months, but we hold back the products for people that have already signed up for AutoShip. When you choose AutoShip before checkout on your order at InfoWarsStore.com, we'll give you 10% off and give you guaranteed delivery of out-of-stock products that are on your AutoShip list. Plus, we're giving you free shipping on all orders above $50. Listeners have been requesting this for years because it's so easy to forget to reorder the products when you need them each month. Now it's finally here. AutoShip at InfoWarsStore.com and InfoWarsLife.com. It's easy. Go to InfoWarsStore.com, select your favorite product, click on the AutoShip, and choose how often you want us to send you another order. As you know, I coined the term 360 win, and with the new AutoShip feature at InfoWarsLife.com, it's a sure win. You add to that free shipping on orders of $50, it is a can't lose. Visit InfoWarsStore.com and save 10% off on your next InfoWars Life order by selecting AutoShip at checkout and get free shipping on all orders above $50. That's InfoWarsStore.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
But now Judicial Watch's FOIA lawsuit has uncovered even more Hillary Clinton emails that she withheld from the State Department. So this completely contradicts some statements that Hillary Clinton made that, as far as she knew, all of her government emails were turned over to the State Department and that she did not use her ClintonEmail.com system until March 18th, 2009. So these documents predate that, and they go back as far as January. They weren't turned over by Clinton to the State Department from her non-government server. The emails cover topics such as her schedule and travel plans, criticisms of Clinton by Richard Gere, Afghanistan, U.S. financial aid and security concerns for several Pacific islands, the recommendation for a healthcare system overhaul, and food security. Now, despite suggestions that Clinton said she turned over all emails dated March 18th, 2009, here were some other emails that she failed to turn over. It includes some talk about her friends at Planned Parenthood, a call to Bill Clinton's former national security advisor, and of course the late Sandy Berger, who was convicted of illegally removing classified documents from the National Archives. No problems there. So of course these emails further undermine her statement under penalty of perjury that suggested she turned over all of her government emails to the State Department. This is according to Judicial Watch's President Tom Fitton. So how many more emails is the Obama administration hiding? And of course, something else we all know, the hacker Guccifer, who was the first